guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a program that converts denary to binary. So denary is just the base 10 number system. We use 1 all the way through 10, and binary is zeros and ones. Zeros and ones are what every computing system uses to make their computers work. Every instruction at the core level is just zeros and ones. That's all it is. So that's what we're converting. You can also do this by hand if you didn't know that already. So I'm going to show you a number that I'm going to do by hand, and then I'm going to show you one done by the computer to see if you get the same result. So let's get right into the video. So I'm going to create a new video, well, new file in a new video. So file, new Python file. Again, I say this every video, but just in case you're new, go to the link in the description if you want to find out how to install PyCharm, and also if you don't understand the basics of Python, because I've got videos on that, so you won't be totally lost. So I'm going to say denary to binary. So this is actually quite a short program, literally I think it's 8 lines. So we're just gonna create a function, def con to binary, and then we're just gonna have n as what it takes in. So this is just a function to print the binary number for the input decimal using recursion. So we're gonna say if n is less than if n is less than 1, con okay, so this part, if n is bigger than 1, sorry, I said if n was less than 1 earlier. If n is bigger than 1, con to binary does n divided by 2. Now you might say, oh, isn't you just need 1/ for divide? That's true, but if you want whole numbers, so you don't have decimals, you just round to the nearest whole number, you'll have 2 of these. And this makes it easier when converting to binary, because converting literal decimals, like it's decimals to binary, like 3, 4, 5, but if you convert 3.21 to binary, it takes a lot more time and it's a lot more complicated than just converting a whole number. So this is just a measure for someone who wants to try and be a bit clever and enter pi to 100 digits or whatever to binary. It's just going to round to the nearest whole number, which would obviously be 3. Then it's going to print n divided by 2 to get the binary value, and then it's just going to have a space. So then we're going to have the decimal number that it's going to do this with. So we can just put decimal equals, let's say 34, and then we're going to call this, so con to binary decimal. So let's run this, so 34 is 100010. Now I'm going to show you how to do this with paper, and it's not going to be a full tutorial. I'm just going to show you how I do it and how to convert, and then we'll see if I get the same number. So remember, 1 followed by 3 zeros, 1 and 0. So we know binary goes up in powers of 2. So I'm just going to write here 1, 2, 4, 8. So these are the numbers that all together, when we put a 1 by it, the numbers underneath will equal to 34 altogether. So we'll start with the biggest. Obviously 64 is bigger than 34, so we don't need that there. So we can put a 0, which means nothing's get added to it. So I'll divide it by columns. As you can tell, I'm a very neat writer. So 32 we will need, because 32 will be needed to get to 34, and we do it with the biggest numbers possible. Now 16 we wouldn't do, because 32 plus 16 is 48. So that would not be there, so that will go. 32 plus 8 is 40, so that's a 0, it's too big. 32 plus 4 is 36, so that's too big. 32 plus 2 is 34, that's the magic number, so we got a 1. And 32 plus 2 plus 1 is 35, so we need a 0. So as you can see, we get the same number the program does. We don't include the first 0, that's invalid. We start with the first 0, so we get 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. So as you can see, we got the same number doing it by hand as we did by the computer, and it's not that much of a complicated method. You should let me know if you want to see some theory things, like actually doing it by hand and not necessarily programming stuff, and even just general stuff about computer science that's not specifically theory. Theory isn't my strongest topic, but making videos, forcing to study to know what I need to do for videos will help me become better at it and also give you knowledge. So now that we've done it with 34, let's do it with 10, just to show you how it's done. Now you know I can do it by hand. You can trust that I know how to make 10 into binary. So we'll run Denary to binary, and you can see 10 is 1010. If you like that video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Tell me other programming ideas you might have. Leave comments down below for any suggestions, and also go to the Instagram down below to see other posts I have about videos in the future and just little tech things here and there.